Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to do another little bit of regulation. Hello, who's here? Say hello in the chat. Let me know if the sound is okay too. I'm working on it. Here, let me see. And the mic keeps kicking me off of the YouTube sound. Okay. Are we good on the sound? Let me know in the chat. Kicked off my mic. Hello again. Good to see you. Right. How is everyone? Can you get me a thumbs up if the sound is good? And we're going to start. All these like weird sound settings on these different platforms. Okay. So as we do, we're going to roll our shoulders back and down. Breathing in and out. In. And letting it go. In. And letting it go. Wait for a few more people to hop on. I put it on TikTok that we're going to go live there, but the live feature still isn't up. So I'm going to let them know that we're good. We're still going. So, I don't know who that is. Good to see you. Okay, let's see. Looks like I have to hide some people. Hello. I'm just going to put this back up on TikTok since we can't go on YouTube like I thought we could. First on TikTok like I thought we could. It's all good. See who's here in the chat. Welcome. Thank you. Hey. Okay. If you are here, can you say hello in the chat so I know who is here? I'm trying to be fast on the block button, y'all. This is a new situation for me. So as we go back and down, I'm going to breathe in, letting it go. Hello, Nicole. Thank you. So excited. I'm going to email you after this to schedule our session. I just saw it as I was like getting on. So as we're rocking gently side to side, breathing in through the nose, exhaling. Oh, it's a whole lot colder out here than I thought it was going to be. It was like warm on the other side. Breathing in and out. In, letting it go. Slowly let that breath start to come in through the nose and extend out your mouth. So in and extending that exhale. Thanks. And let me know if the sound is good for you guys here on YouTube. I had to like change the settings and stuff. It was kind of going in and out earlier. So we're going to pause now. Just take a second and feel into our body. If you're sitting down with your feet on the ground, I want you to feel your feet planted on the ground. If you're just sitting down crisscross or in a chair and your feet are on the ground, feel your seat, okay, on the chair. And I want you to take 3 breaths, feeling that pressure. In, letting it go. Thank you for the heads up on the sound. In, letting it go. Again, in. And extending that exhale. Awesome. Thank you, Nicole. And now I want us to gently start to rock backwards and forwards. And as we do, I want you to see if you can get your back to elongate. So as we go throughout the day, it's like stress, things are going on, we tend to like shrink a little bit, right? So as you lean forward, okay, your feet can be on the ground or you can be sitting either way. I want you to just feel your head like elongating. We're going to uncompress your spine. So breathing in and back as we exhale. In, back as we exhale. Keep going in and exhale. In and exhale. Keep going in. Hello. Whoever just hopped on, we are breathing in as we come forward, leaning forward at the waist. And exhale, lean back. Rolling your shoulders back and down, like feeling your head, your neck elongate. Put your hand over your heart if that feels good to you. Again, in and exhale. Let the yawns come, let yourself reset and pause. Again, plant your feet on the ground or plant your seat on the chair or wherever you're sitting and just feel the weight of your body. And take 3 deep breaths. Focusing on that weight, on that sensation. So the more we do this, we're pulling ourselves into the present moment in our body. We are training ourselves to stay present in the sensations in our nervous system. And this is huge for staying regulated and also just experiencing more in your life because we're not dissociating, we're not getting into ruminating thoughts, all of that. It is a somatic skill to pull yourself back into feeling present in your body. So now we're going to go ahead and rotate to the right as we do this. In. Again, just kind of focusing on your lower back, up the space between your lower back, all the way up to the base of your neck, so like your spine. As you breathe, just feeling into that area. In. In. And let it go. And pause. And just feeling into your body. Again, feet planted on the ground, your butt on the seat. Focus on that sensation. Hey, Alina, good to see you. Are you dreaming on TikTok? Okay, we're going to go the other way now. Breathing in, out. Okay, you can have your hand over your heart if this helps as well. Oh, good to see. I said, is your handle Dream on TikTok? Are you Dream on TikTok? Just trying to put like names with new faces, new profile photos. AG, okay. There we go. There's like several people with the same name. AG, okay. It's okay. Giving my brain a workout remembering everybody's new names, faces, or profile photos. And pause, take a breath in, and exhale. In and exhale. In and exhale. Okay. So roll your shoulders back. In this session, we're going to be, let me grab my journal here, we're going to be setting some intentions for our week, for how we feel, how we go moving forward. So let's go ahead and grab my journal here. Hello to whoever just joined us. I am excited you are here. Welcome. Let's see if I can get this to work. So weird on YouTube now, like the chat. There you go. So I can see like when people comment. I can't see the chat unless I push it on the chat. I don't know, it's different. Okay, so we are going to be doing some somatic journaling. So I should have said this at the beginning, but if you don't have your journal, go grab your journal. Or you can do it in the notes app of your phone. If you can, I don't know. Can you do that on YouTube? Or like, because on TikTok you can put it in the little corner and then you can use the rest of your screen. I don't know. Sorry. Learning a new platform. Okay. Hello. Who else just joined us on YouTube? Say hey, especially if you're from TikTok, so I can know you're here. All right. So we are going to do. I don't know if Monica is here. She's like her favorite. I'm going to do a little bit of journaling on the regulating. Sorry. That is. I just set off the alarm on my car. Oh, there we go. I shut it off. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Yes, you can. You can use your notepad on your phone. Perfect. Okay. Sorry. I was hoping it was going to work for you guys that way, and then I forgot. So we are going to make a small list or long list. I guess I shouldn't say small. We're going to make a list of all the things that we are worried about that are coming back up, that we're not sure about. And I like to do this every week. Sometimes I do it on Saturday, sometimes I do it on Sunday, sometimes I do it when I need it to. But we're going to make a list and we are going to regulate like through them so that we can take action on them, we can surrender them to God, whatever we need to do to clear the space in our mind, in our nervous system. The thing is your brain loves, sorry, I'm getting myself all situated here. Your brain loves clarity. And when we have like all these thoughts and stuff, like unsolved open tabs running around in our nervous system, it's really hard to take action. So we kind of get stuck in that like panic of the last moment, run around and get ready for work tomorrow, or like we're not sure how things are going to do. So we just like stay in the freeze mode, and then like it gets uncomfortable enough that we can push into action. And so it's like this burnout cycle of like go, 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 crash, go, 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 crash. And I'm not calling you out because I'm calling out myself. And one of the steps in nervous system dysregulation, coming out of nervous system dysregulation is like creating systems and space around like clarity instead of chaos. Because remember, to your nervous system, same is safe. So when we are in dysregulation, the chaos, the panic, the frantic, the like motivating ourselves with cortisol and adrenaline, that is sane. So to our nervous system, we learn that that is safe. So even if, remember, same is safe, even if same sucks. So we get stuck in kind of that cycle. One of the things I like to do with this journaling lesson, this is going to be like a short little bit, is to begin to practically rewire the chaos we create. So the thing is that we learn how to motivate ourselves with chaos, with stress, right? We learn how to motivate ourselves with that, like adrenaline, cortisol side of our nervous system. So when we learn how to motivate ourselves with like clarity and self-compassion instead of cortisol and stress, it can be a little bit uncomfortable at the beginning. And that's why this somatic journaling method is like you can make the lists, right? You can have your to-do list, but actually taking action on it from a place of like calm, I got this, confidence is two very different things, right? I tell people, I was like, the basis of productivity, the basis of like, and what do we want in productivity? We don't want to get the stuff done. We want to feel accomplished. We want to feel. Yes, people often think they are bored, but really it's peace they don't recognize. So true, Sarah. So true. Or Angel, right? I'm getting this all mixed up, right? You're True Speaker 9 on TikTok, and your name, but Angela or Angel. Did I just miss it? Either way, sorry. Um, it is peace. You're so right. We don't recognize that feeling of peace, that like boredom. What we feel as boredom is actually like calm. And a lot of us were raised in the chaos. A lot of us recreated that chaos in our nervous system. So we kind of get into these cycles of like, if I feel too much calm, too much peace, I'm uncomfortable, right? So I got to go like create some sort of chaos to feel. Oh, I totally understand. Angel, email. You don't even want to know what what your my MySpace little nickname was. But anyway, so one of the things I like to do is kind of create that routine in my week, whether it's Saturday, Sunday, whatever day of the week works for you, of like this is like resetting that intention like in a very cyclical way of like this is how I'm going to bring peace into my week, into my day. One of the biggest things is getting all those thoughts out of your brain. So we're getting started. We're going to start with a brain dump. That's so true. It could have been way worse than Angel. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a few minutes as we're going to drop here. And I'm going to do this in real time with you. This is something I do pretty much every week. And jot down all the things you're worried about, all the things that are unfinished, all the things we don't like have peace about in our life. So it could be practical things you need to do. It could be, situations, conversations, things you're unsure about how they're going to work out. And we're going to jot them all down, get them out of your head onto paper, and create that clarity, which creates that stability and the safety in our bodies. Okay. So here's a couple tools I'm going to give you as you do this. So as you do these, your body is going to start to get anxious. Like, right? So for you, I don't know about for a lot of us, one of your coping strategies, one of your nervous system's coping strategies is avoidance. That's a big one for me. So when we are in a state where we know this thing is going to dysregulate us, we avoid it and suppress it as much as possible. It is a trauma-triggered coping strategy. So when we are trauma-informed, when we are moving back into self-compassion, we need to understand that you're not trying to do something. You're trying to procrastinate on that because you're bad, because you're lazy, because you aren't motivated. It is simply your brain trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you in a safe space by conserving energy. And so feeling that come up, you may feel a lot of different emotions as you write out this list. You may feel a sense of shame that it's not done. You may feel a sense of like the panic of like how I'm going to do this. You may feel a sense of like just dread. And what we want to do is we want to get safe in recognizing those emotions. So I'm going to give you this breath pattern to do that. When you feel that sensation in your body, your job is to not pay attention to it up here. It is to feel it in your body with this breath pattern. In through the nose, pause, breathe a little more, and exhale. And again, in, pause, breathe a little more, and exhale. And we're going to take ourselves out of the critical seat, out of the judgment seat, out of trying to do something with that information and just notice it, be aware of it. And the more we notice it and we're aware of it and we're safe to feel it, the more we can heal it in order to take action, to move forward, to do the things we want to do. And we actually become more productive. We actually become more successful the more we allow ourselves to do things from a state of self-compassion. Okay, so we're going to write those out. So go ahead and start writing your list right now as those sensations come up in your body. Use that breathing pattern. Just be aware, and you're going to move from your head back into your body using that breathing pattern. And I'm going to move into the sunshine because I'm freezing. So, there we go. Sorry if that was a little loud. Oh, so much better. Hello. Whoever just joined us, it is good to see you. Thank you. We are doing some somatic journaling to start our week off with some calm. Let's study you guys up. Another little tip, if this works for you, and I like to do is I like to label it. You can say God or however that works for you, and just say like you can say it, just even notice it out. I'm like, these are the things I'm worried about. God, these are the things I'm worried about. Boom, and I just make that list. Awesome. Yes, Angel. Angel. And it's okay. It's okay to notice that, like, you might get a little bit of activation and come back down, a little bit of activation, come back down. The thing is, we're using that breathing pattern to not get stuck in that activation, to not get stuck in that, like, anxiety, stress response. And that is huge that you can be in that, like, one space, relaxed, breathing gently. Okay, remember, anytime it gets too intense, we're going to use that breathing pattern. In, pause a little more, and exhale out, extending that exhale. Okay. We're just going to notice that. It's okay. We're going to let the emotion move through our body. That breath is going to let it move through so we don't stay in that response. It keeps us stuck, keeps us procrastinating, keeps us in the chaos, keeps us feeling disorganized. A better word for feeling disorganized is dysregulated. When your nervous system is dysregulated, your life is disorganized. Hello, welcome whoever else just joined us here on YouTube. We're doing some somatic journaling for a week to get rid of the Sunday scaries. Please say hey in the chat if that feels good to you. I'd love to know who's on. And all you got to do is grab a pen and a journal or use the Notes app part of your phone. Hey, Ty. And we're going to use that Notes app part of your phone or your journal, and we're just going to get all the things out of your head that you are currently worried about, feel like you need to do. We're going to clear the slate for our week. Clarity is really helpful to stay in a regulated state. When we don't have clarity, okay, kind of suppressing and we're ignoring things and all over the place. Really easy to get dysregulated. So make a list. That's a brain dump. Everything you need to do, everything that is worrying you, what's coming up for you right now. In and out. If that gets too much, oh, sorry, I'm gonna crack my back here. If that list gets start to feel that activation coming up in your body, your chest gets tight, your breathing pattern gets shallow. Notice those things in your body. Your lower back tightens, your stomach feels nauseous or sick, your shoulders hunch up. Those are all those signals from your body, okay, that you are feeling unsafe in some way. Maybe it's shame that you haven't done the laundry, or fear because there's a bill to pay that you don't know how you're going to pay it, or some sort of emotional childhood trauma trigger about the boundaries that you need to set with the toxic boss or relative or neighbor, or uncertainty about how something's going to work out. We want to use this breath pattern in through the nose, pause a little more, and exhale. Pull ourselves out of the worry, back into our body, and we're just going to feel that emotion kind of come up and complete. When we allow our body to complete emotion, when it feels safe, our body feels allowed and safe to complete emotional cycle. It takes about 90 seconds, generally on average, up to 20 minutes if it's like something very intense, deep, traumatic, however you want to phrase it. But most of us were taught to suppress, right? And so we have to get comfortable of letting those emotional cycles complete so that we don't carry them, so they don't begin to weigh us down and keep us stuck in that procrastinating cycle or all the other cycles we get stuck in that keeps our life in chaos and disorganization. Okay, breathing in and out. Okay. Hello, whoever just joined us. Say hey in the chat. I know who's here. Keep breathing in a little more and let it go. So we're using our breath to create a new emotional experience, a new somatic sensations in our body around looking at it, like being honest with the stuff we got to do, all the stuff we've been avoiding, all the stuff that's causing us to feel stressed, adding chaos to our life. in, a little more. Okay, keep going. Let me know in the chat when you've finished your list. A little thumbs up emoji or anyway your favorite emojis when you're done creating your list. It could be 1 page, it could be 10 pages, whatever is there. Getting it out. And it's not just things to do, it's also like questions, emotional things, triggers that keep coming up. Hello, welcome. Okay. Okay, so I think YouTube might be on a little bit of delay here. Let me know if we're done or we're still going on our list or if we're finished. Go. Are we still writing our list? I'm gonna give us 1 more minute here, and then we will get into regulating around it. Done. Hello. Is that Deja? Is the Doja Deja? Hello. More people are joining on here. We've got a couple people who are said so excited. Okay, she's done. Hello, good to see you. Yes, Deja. Good to see you. Good guess. Okay. All right. So if you're done here, I want you to. I was doing the tapping hug from last night, and my whole head got really hot. Oh, good. Yay. Tapping hug. Yes, that is good. I'm just kind of regulating around that. Just sending that warmth there. Hey. Deja, if you are here, please say hey. And we're going to begin to regulate a little bit. Trying to like stay in the sun. Okay. It's okay outside if I am in the sun. So we want to roll our shoulders back in and out. And we're just gonna do a round of silent tapping. So here's the thing. When we are learning to regulate our nervous system, we have to learn, and it's going to be a lifelong thing. Some areas of my life, I'm still learning how to do this, but I have the right tools. You have to learn how to move from the freeze response, the procrastination, the like, oh shit, there's so much to do, I can't do it, like all of that. We have to like slowly regulate up, and we don't want to go back into using the like stress response of our nervous system to motivate ourselves because it's not sustainable. We're just going to get back into that, like go, stop, go, stop, go, stop. So what we have to do is we have to look at it, process all the emotions, the triggers around it, and then take steps, right, from that regulated state. And this is really, really hard to do because one of the biggest things that nervous system dysregulation does to us is that time pressure, right? And so that's why when you have a little time and space, it's good to practice this because then we can move quicker, right? When we practically need to get shit done. So we're going to just do a round of tapping, and I want you to feel into your body. Where are you tight? Where do you feel like different temperatures or like different sensations? And you're getting really familiar with how these emotions feel in your body. And over time, we're going to kind of take away the power, I guess, that fear and the shame and all of that has over us because we're going to make like friends with those emotions. We're going to make familiarity around those sensations in our nervous system so they can be there. It doesn't mean they're going to be comfortable, but it means that they're no longer going to be in control. And that's one of the things of emotional regulation is you can feel that emotional sensation move through your body, but you are not trapped or triggered by it. And so it doesn't control your response. There's no longer a reaction. You are able to go in, regulate enough where you can respond in a way. I'm sorry, there was a way to make it less uncomfortable. I haven't found it yet, but it does make it a whole lot more powerful when you can still feel the discomfort and choose the response. So back in here. Okay, hello. Looks like we're welcoming some new people. Say hey in the chat, please, so I know who you are. Maybe you found us on YouTube. Maybe you're from TikTok. I just like to say hey. Okay, so on the side of the hand, we're going to begin with 1 to 3 fingers. Remember, EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. So we are literally going to learn how to get freedom from those emotional reactions. Okay, the emotional reactions that, okay, so let's think about it this way. We know we need to, I'm just giving you practical examples from my life. We know we need to do the laundry and wash the dishes and prepare for tomorrow, right? But we feel the overwhelm rising up in our body, and the shame starts to spread across our chest. So we spend the day dissociating in bed, scrolling, right? And that avoidance of that uncomfortable sensation of shame creates chaos for the rest of our week because we don't have a clean kitchen to make meals in or clean clothes to wear to work. And so it perpetuates that same shame response throughout the rest of our week. I like how the Bible says it. Paul says, I don't do the things I want to do, and I do the things I don't want to do. So I think this has been a human experience. So we're going to just silently tap we're going to do 3 breaths on each point and just feel those emotions in our body. Okay? So breathing in and exhaling. Tapping with 1 to 3 fingers on the side of the hand, and then we'll move to the top of our head. Moving in and out. In and let it go. In and let it go. Now top of your head. In and let it go. In and exhale. Extend that exhale. Let that air come down into your belly. Use your diaphragm to breathe. And now between your eyebrows. And feel. So mine right here is this kind of like tension in my chest, just like really tight, especially around the center of my chest. Okay, I also feel this like pressure in my jaw. And my stomach's kind of butterfly. Side of your eye, breathing in and out. Okay, again, we're not doing the brow bone or the cheekbone, we're doing a little bit behind. Okay, and now underneath our eye, right in the center. 3 breaths. Okay, if your breath starts to get stuck or it's hard to breathe in and out, go ahead and hum. Okay, the top of the lip now in, humming. Okay, and now underneath our bottom lip, breathing in and out. Here, underneath the collarbone on either side. Remember, it's not on the collarbone, it's right underneath, so that like spongy tissue on either side. In, a little more. There we go. Okay, and now on the sternum. Remember to hum out that exhale if it feels like it's getting stuck or it's too tight. Now last one, hand on your head or behind your neck. We're going to be tapping underneath our underarms, reaching in and out. Humming out that exhale if it helps. Last breath. Go ahead and put your hand over your heart. Okay. So now, feeling into your body, let's go ahead and put the numbers in our chat. We have 0 is Zen, 10 being super dysregulated. Where are you in your nervous system? Okay, so go ahead and put the number in the chat. Just tuning in. You can do more than one round of tapping with EFT if you need to. We're going to start here with 1. But for this, we want to keep our nervous system. AG, I'm so grateful for you. We want to keep our nervous system at around the leg, hopefully below 5, right? So below half dysregulation. 3 is nice, but if you can get it below 5, then we can look at our to-do list because with some like clarity, some regulation, we don't get stuck in the like spinning our wheels of panic. Angel says still 1 and getting warmth. Good. Jess 5, Jess T, yay. Good to see you again, Ty. but I'm like a 6 or a 7. Okay, so we're going to keep going here on the slide, but when you're using this technique, you want to like keep, if you need to tap like 10 times, that's fine. Get your nervous system down to where you're like under a 5, like 5 or below, and then make your plan from there. Because when we make our plans, when we start to take action in that dysregulated state, what we do is we perpetuate the disorganization, we perpetuate the chaos. We run around like a chicken with our head cut off. How many people have done that? You're like, I'm working so hard and I'm so exhausted and I made zero progress. Just me. um, and that comes from when we are using the like dysregulation, the shame, the panic, the adrenaline, the cortisol, the stress to motivate ourselves. Take a step back, we pull ourselves out of there, okay? And I always ask God, God help me. Like my thing is always like, God help me see this differently. Yes, AG, yeah, exactly. That's where I was like, people would always, it was crazy to me because people would always say that I was like so, they're like, oh, Toni is so organized and productive. And I was like, I feel like a hot fucking mess all the time. Like, I don't understand where people saw, but what they saw was like, my nervous system had capacity to like do it in that adrenaline drilled state. They didn't see the like shutdown collapse part, right? Where we call it, like on TikTok, we call it bedrock, the like freeze state of my nervous system, right? So it was like stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. So, and a lot of us raised to be people pleasers, raised in like perfectionism, raised as like the gifted students, the high achievers, the ones who with undiagnosed ADHD, or trauma can also cause ADHD adjacent symptoms. Uh, we were taught to like let it look pretty on the outside and silently suffer. And so now, as we're shifting the state of our nervous system, we've got to teach our nervous system it's okay to be productive. It's okay to get things done without the yes, yep, AG, yeah. They're like, oh, you're so, yes, you're such a hard worker. You're so energized. You're so da da da. And it's like, and that's getting out of that stop start cycle is one of the hardest, it's the hardest things because that's how we were trained to function. Our nervous system doesn't have a different way to function, but now we're creating a new program. So we are going to, sorry, like this wind in my eye. So now we're going to come at it from a different state. And so we were thinking that there was only two states, right? Freeze and do nothing, frantic, and try and get everything done. And now we're coming back to regulated, rested, and doing things in a organized fashion, in a self-compassionate way, and actually making sustainable progress. And I'll be honest, that's something that I am still learning on. I think that it'll be a lifetime thing of unlearning the way I was taught to do things. But it is an incredible way to live when you can even touch like a fraction of it. Okay, so now from the somatic journaling method, we're looking at it now. We got our nervous systems back under a 5. Okay, and it's okay. It's going to keep, it might go back above it, but we want to just be aware of where we are and come back down. Aware of where we are and come back down. So for me, somatics and spirituality are two sides of the same coin. And telling us sometimes slow when the race. Yes. Yep. Sometimes slow wins the race. Yeah. And so, well, that's my like motto now with the somatics is like slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And so we were taught that like that frantic pace got more done. But quite often, a lot of that frantic pace was just like running in circles. Um, and so when we stop and we don't like, and we actually run in a straight line, we get somewhere instead of just expending our energy like this. So if it works for you, or whatever wording works for you in your nervous system, I just like to take a minute, take a few breaths, get really still in my body. And I think of it, so this is the way, maybe it's your picture, but I think it comes Um, from like our brains can generally be very visual. I'm a visual learner. And so like our body doesn't communicate, or sorry, our brain doesn't communicate with our body in words. It communicates in our with like images and sensations. So I like to think of it as like a domino, right? So there is a way to do something that is, and I call it supernaturally successful. You can call it somatically successful or however it works for you, where we make more progress with less effort because you're coming at it from a very strategic, like higher level thinking, your higher self thinking. Okay, and I believe that when you are a human with a kind heart and you are desiring to do good in this world, that God wants to help you, that there is angels, that there are ways that things can work out for you better than anything else. And we have to get into, this is why the Bible always like talks about stillness, like be still and know. And so every major religion on the planet has like this practice of getting still, right? So that's what I like to do is I get into this place, I've got all my lists, I've regulated around it, and I get back into the stillness inside. With knowing that, and maybe that's your affirmations, okay? For me, I call it like supernaturally it's successful, and I'm like, God, show me the domino. And so the picture I have in my head is like a domino, right? So like you can go knock down individually. Think about all the time it would take to go knock down individually every little domino in a row of 100. Or you hit the first one and all of them, right? You hit one and they all fall. And so when we come at it from this like regulated state, we come at it from this like peaceful state, and we have that like stillness and that perspective, we can see a more strategic like domino to hit. And I can't tell you how many times this has had like an effect where I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought X, Y, and Z was going to take me like so much time. It was going to take me so much effort, and it's like, wow, I can't. That wasn't even that hard, or like that was so much easier to do than I expected it to do, or like it literally just worked out for me. Dang it, I had a really good example, and it's like escaping me. Okay, right. If I think about that story, like maybe that's God help that story pop back into my mind, but where things like will work out so much easier than they thought they would. Even in the middle of chaos, because when you keep your nervous system in that state of regulation, of calm, you're able to see things with a more higher self, strategic eye, however you want to call it. So now that we're here, I want you to just look through the list, just read through your list and use that same breath pattern here. So we're trying to stay in the regulation. And I want you to read through the list and I want you to imagine these things being done. What does it look like? What does it feel like in your life when these things are handled? Okay. How does your day, your week, your life feel like when that laundry is done, that bill is paid, that text is sent, that whatever else you need to do is finished? It's no longer like hanging over you, right? You you got it done. And now you're going to shift, before you even take action, you're going to shift the internal emotional experience of your body around that task or that obstacle or that thing on your to-do list. And simply by doing that, you are going to create different chemical reactions in your brain, different neural pathways being used, different sides of your nervous system supporting you. And that's huge. Like, I can't tell you how many. So I have a client. Here's a good example. So I have a client. Oops, I almost ended the live stream. I don't know how I did that. She has one of the most like, I don't know, like measured jobs ever. Like she gets like an hourly report of like how many cases she did per hour, and then she's like graphed against everybody else on her team of like her productivity rate. And so we um, relief and contentment when it's done. Yes, Sarah. So we created this like emotional experience. We're like, okay, how does it feel when you're like hitting your quota and you're always like hitting the right like numbers, and it's not hard, it's not, you're not stressed, you're not exhausted at the end of the day. How do you feel that? And just by her like pausing and actually like taking more breaks in her day, stopping to like breathe when she felt that like anxiety come up, she moved her productivity rate from 8 per hour to like 12 to like 11 to 12 per hour. And her target was like, I don't remember what her target was, but she was above her target of her quota by changing the emotional experience in her body, like nothing else, changing the emotional experience in her body as she was doing the tasks. Because the regulation makes you more effective, it makes you more efficient. Um, and so we think we get addicted to the adrenaline, we get addicted to the stress, we get addicted to the struggle of working hard, of trying really hard, of like, and I'm not saying that like, I mean, she's a doctor, she's got her degree, she has to like, she's, you know, she keeps studying, like, she's not, it's not that she's not doing the work to be competent at her job. There's still work to be competent at the task or whatever she's doing. But changing the emotional experience allows her to use those skills more effectively, more efficiently. Yeah, it is amazing, and I think like it was really helpful for me to see, even just as the coach, of like, this is like, I got receipts, you know. Like sometimes you start to I'll be honest, like as in the somatic stuff, I'm just like, I don't see other people like talking about it, teaching it this way, and I'm like, am I crazy? Or like, I'm like, no, it actually works. So we want to change this emotional experience around the tasks. So go through, and this is the thing that I'm going to say, the phrases that we use just for tapping, right? What if it works out? What if it did work out, right? So we want, how do you want to feel? And then you're going through like, what if it is possible? Okay. You want to feel relief and contentment when it's done. Okay. For me this week, it is like safety and stability. Safety and stability. So what in my body feels safe and stable? Like it's like we're settled. Like maybe that's the copywriter in me. I like the alliteration. Stability, safety, settled. Stable, safe, settled. And once you, how you bring that emotion into your body can be a lot of different ways. One of the things with like the safety, so like Sarah Angel on here was talking about it, is the like butterfly hug that we did here. This is one that is, there's also techniques called like safe, it's like havening, but bringing that like solid, like sitting on something solid, okay, having your feet planted solidly on the ground, and you're feeling that emotion in your body, you're making a plan from the emotional state that you want to end up in. You study manifestation or any of the like things like that is like manifestation is emotional regulation. Um, so what we are doing here is we are creating that emotional state, and then from there, creating a plan of action or taking action on those tasks. So go ahead and hear what like feelings of contentment, right? Like how do you feel content? Like what lets you feel content? What lets you feel relief? Like is it a breath? So relief, one of the things might be is that like deep breath, like in and then like it's done. In and done. Like if you do that like in and that like exaggerated sigh, does that feel like relief? Like done. I don't, you know, the laundry, the dishes, the bill paid, the email sent. It's a sense of pride, of like accomplishment, like it did that. Like maybe it is like looking in the mirror at yourself, like, I'm so proud. Toni, your first name, whatever, I'm so proud you did it. It wasn't hard, or sorry, it wasn't hard. It wasn't necessarily easy, but you did it. You did it. You can be so proud you did it. It's done, it's complete, it's finished. You're okay. Okay, it's that like kind of creating that space. If anyone has any like questions, if they need help on doing this, drop it in the chat. We'll kind of coach you through a little bit of some ways maybe you can bring that in and feeling that in your body. Go ahead. Once you get into that emotional state, I like to ask, I'm always asking, God, but however you refer to that, how would you have me do this? What would you have me do? Like, what's step one? Okay. Sorry, I'm hitting the wrong buttons now because I'm new here on YouTube. So proud you can do this for yourself. Yes, you should be so proud. You got this. And then as I read through, it's like, what's the domino? What's the next step? And I like to just do, okay, 1 to 3, like actionable, tangible steps. And you can come back and you can do this again. And I know it's going to it's going to feel really frustrating at first a little bit and like it's going slower, but stick with it and you will actually make more sustainable progress, right? So maybe it's like, um, I don't know, laundry always piles up and that's always the stressor thing, or like things are always done. You're going to start to notice that the more you get into a good emotional state about doing those tasks, the less you procrastinate them, the less hard and chaotic they feel. Um, so going in here, you can ask, what's the next step? You can ask, well, how would you have me do it? And I like to just journal it out, the intention. Like, I'm kind of like future projecting for your brain. And here's the thing, time is not real for your brain. I know people say that like esoterically or metaphysically or spiritually. Um, and so physics wise, that kind of makes sense if you like understand quantum physics. But for your nervous system, on the nervous system side, like your brain does not perceive time in the way that we like consciously think of time as linear. And so we can create this like I am finished, I am completed, like ability, and that like helps pull us through because we no longer see it as like an impossible task, like a mountain over us. We see it as something that we have already been able to complete through, and that like gets that momentum going. So I want you to think of like what's going to create momentum on that side. And I just I jot it out like, like when this load of laundry is done, okay, or like this load of laundry is done, and I feel so grateful that like my daughter has all these cute outfits to wear, or like my favorite leggings, my favorite warmth leggings are like clean and ready for me to wear, and like this week is so much more comfortable. And we start to learn that we are worth the effort. And so a lot of these things we think that we don't do them because we're like lazy or we're unmotivated or like um and that's what we were taught. But worthiness and effort go into the survival side of your nervous system. So in order to do something, you have to feel that first off, you're worth the effort, okay, and that it is possible for you because your nervous system has 2 goals. Remember, the survival side of your nervous system: keep you safe and conserve energy. Keep you safe, conserve energy. So if that task looks like it's going to have too much energy expenditure and it does not directly contribute to your survival, your brain says, I ain't got time for that. I don't have got energy for that. And it's going to fight you to do it. If the task does not feel doable or safe, again, we're also not going to expend energy to do it. So we have to create that like clarity and safety around it. And then that momentum kind of builds. Does that make sense? Okay. So go ahead, jot out a little note as though you have already completed this task. Like, all right, sometimes it's like a little thank you note to yourself. Sometimes it's a little, I find that the gratitude really helps. Um, so sometimes it's like a thank you note to myself. Sometimes a thank you note to God. Usually it's both. Like, Toni, I'm so proud of you that you actually took action on this. You know, I know it was scary. I know it wasn't easy, blah, blah, blah. God, thank you for helping me work this out. Thank you for showing me like better ways to get things done. Thank you that it, it was able to get it done. I had the energy, time, resources, things work out, um, ideas, um, income, like whatever you need to find these things out. Here we go. So write that little note, and then we're going to go back through and make your like quick little action steps. Hello, welcome. If there are new people on here, we are creating a Sunday to-do list without the scaries. Right here. Yes, exactly, Sarah. It's like the smallest little like two-step task. It like helps you create that momentum. Like it's you got to bring it down so that it doesn't seem overwhelming for your nervous system. You create a smaller, definable task, and that kicks into the momentum. So we have more people who hopped on here. Thank you. We were writing out our list. Hello, hello. Whoever hopped on, we're going to do about 1 more minute here. Go ahead and put your favorite emoji in the chat when you're done. Your little note to yourself. Yay. Okay. Deja, amazing. So now we're going to do another quick little round of tapping, and then we're going to make our little plan. So I know this seems like it's kind of like a long drawn out process, but we're kind of taking a little bit longer here to learn it, but it can be very quick. This can be like 5-10 minutes the most, and it will like accelerate your productivity because you're not coming at it from like the frantic, like, oh my God, like running around putting out fires. Yay. No, totally understand. I'm glad you made some tea. We're not running around putting out fires. We are like checking things off the list. Like we are in that, like, I'm handling it, I'm doing it. And one of the biggest things that trauma breaks, that just regulation breaks, and it kind of like blew my mind. It kind of like really took me off guard, is it breaks your self-trust. Um, because you were in a situation that you couldn't control, you were in a situation where you couldn't keep yourself or other people you needed to aw, thank you, sir. That's actually funny. I thought about having like a thing called like tea time with Toni, or tea with Toni. I'm a tea person too. I like love tea. Um, so grateful you guys do too. So when we make that plan from that state, like we begin to trust that we can handle things, trust that we can do things. trust that we are able to like, and it builds back up that like self-confidence, and not just confidence like in ourselves, but that like God's got us, things are working out, like um the universe is good, the creator has good plans for us, however that resonates with you. And we begin to live again in place of like safety, self-love, and we begin to look for the good, expect that we can handle it, expect that we're going to get it out, down, done, and we don't like give up before we like try. Um, so let's do a little round here, and we are going to do this little one. What if I am safe? What if I am loved? And what if I am worthy of? Okay. And you might say getting this all done or having this all done, having this handled. One of the ways I like to say it, what if I am worthy of having this handled? So I kind of just leave it open. Like sometimes um, God will work it out better than you thought it was gonna. One of the instances with like that was my daughter's birthday party like last weekend. I did this because it got to like so. Here's what happened. Just it was like a week of chaos. So like Monday, car trouble. Had to drop my car off. Didn't have a car, and then was it Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't remember. We lost power for a couple days, and then because of the fires, and then like people started canceling. They couldn't come to the party because they were sick, or the photographer couldn't come to the party because her husband was in call fire, and like things just started like disintegrating, right? In the middle of like gotta get laundry done, like gotta work, like all these other things. And so I just did a little list. I wrote out all these things, and I was like, I'm so grateful. She had a great party, that things were all worked out, that I was able to like go get all the supplies. Because I didn't have a car. I was like, how am I going to get the supplies I need for like the food for the party? Oh, uh, the place that was going to bring the food canceled because they didn't have power um, for a couple days. So I was like, all right. And in like that whole weekend, like God literally did handle it. The event place that was gonna like holding my daughter's party, they actually had somebody who was coming to do photographs so that they could like market their own business, and so I get free photos of my daughter's birthday party. Um, the food and everything, it was like people like loved it. It was like done in like 5 minutes. Like we hopped in like for way less money than I thought it was going to be. Um, like grabbed some pieces, like hopped into one store. It had everything I needed, like magically all on sale. Like not magically. Like I know God worked it out, but like it can happen so much faster. But we have to feel that we are worthy of it working out. We have to allow that to happen. And so let's start here with this tap. What if? What if I am safe? What if I am loved? And what if I am worthy of having this all handled? What if I am truly worthy of feeling? How do you want to feel? Peaceful, relief, content. Okay, mine was safe, and stable, and settled. Breathing in and out. Okay, hand on top of the head. What if? What if I am loved? What if I am safe? What if I am worthy of having this handled? Of feeling safe and settled and stable. And letting God work everything out for me. Now between our eyebrows here, one of the biggest things, especially um, with gifted kids, with daughters, people who grew up in um, a religious setting, is we feel that we have to earn it. Like we got to work hard, we got to suffer, we got to grind it out to get there. And sometimes that's true. Like I ain't against hard work. Like I'll tell you, I'm gonna hustle. But we don't want to hustle in circles. We don't want to hustle when like God has already worked out. Like why are we still stressing when it's already worked out? Why are we still stressing when it's already like happened and handled and the stress isn't helping us get it done, right? So breathing in and out, gotta break that nervous system addiction separate. What if I am safe? What if I am loved? What if I am worthy of having this handled, of having it all worked out, of having God make a way where it's so safe and stable and handled and settled. Oops. Sorry, it is so weird. This chat is so weird. Yes, trusting God has it. And that we're worthy of a good plan, right? Breathing in and out. What if? What if I am safe? What if I am loved? And what if I am worthy of having this all handled just as I am right here, right now? Of feeling safe and stable and settled. Breathing in and out. Now, I'm going to go underneath your eye. That was very strategic. On the side of your eye. Quite often, we will feel that it is possible in the future. It is possible if I fix all these things that are wrong with me, then I can feel that way. Then I can, you know, if I become more organized, right? Then I'm allowed to have a house that feels calm and organized. And if I do all this extra work or I put in all this, like I earn it. And so getting away from that, we're going to add that just as I am right here, right now. So your nervous system might start to resist. And I want you to use that humming. What if I am safe? What if I am loved? And what if I am worthy of having this all handled and being safe and stable and settled just as I am right here, right now? Humming it out. Hum out that resistance. Those thoughts say, no, you haven't worked hard enough. You messed up here. You deserve to have to fix XYZ before you can be there. In and out. What if I'm safe? What if I'm loved? What if I'm worthy? Having this all handled, having this work out in a way where I'm safe and I'm settled, just as I am right here, right now. Underneath your lip, breathing in and out. What if I'm safe? If I'm loved? What if I'm worthy? Having this all handled. Here underneath this. What if I'm safe? What if I'm loved? What if I'm worthy? Having this all handled in the best way possible. And out. Now here over your sternum. What if I am safe? What if I am loved? What if I am worthy of having this all worked out? Having it all handled in the safest, most stable, settled way possible. In the best way possible, in the peacefulest way possible, in the fastest way possible. Okay. Now we're going to move to hand on your head, or sorry, on your head or behind your neck, so you can tap here. And try this on, see if you believe it. You can use the what if, or you can say, I am loved, I am safe, and I am worthy of this all working out. Having this all handled in the safest, most safe way possible. Make it all feel safe and stable and settled. In and out. Okay. Put your hand over your heart. Take a breath in and let it go. Okay. Just feel that shift. Where's your nervous system now? Where's your mindset? The thoughts. Okay. And I like to put like a little like phrase. So sometimes some of my favorites are breathe and believe. I'm supernaturally successful. God's got it. What if it does work out? Okay, mountain mover. I'm a mountain mover. And those like little phrases, anytime I come back to that place of overwhelm, that place of this can never happen, this can never work out, this is like that like feeling of like defeated, overwhelmed around this task, I do that phrase, this double inhale breath pattern, in, pause a little more, and this tapping. God's got it. In, a little more. I'm supernaturally successful. And I break that pattern of like going back into the frantic, the overwhelm, like this can't work out. Like I gotta work so hard, I gotta stress about it, I gotta freak out about it, I gotta like suffer in my nervous system in order for this thing to get done. So it's that little pattern interrupt. So we're doing it in the moment, we're like setting it out, we're creating a new plan, and we're gonna do that. And so I want you to look through here and put what is your like two-step thing. What's your two-step? And maybe you don't know yet. Maybe you take a little prayer. God, what's the right first step? Or show me the way. Show me the way. Show me this is solved. If you don't know that yet. Or maybe it is, just like we shared before, it's like that 2-minute task I can do. So maybe I'm gonna clean out the car. I'm gonna go grab a trash bag to get all the trash out. Or I need to download a bunch of things. Maybe or like write an email. Maybe I like open up the app, or I start my computer. Whatever that is, it's one small task that your brain can focus on. Okay, and you feel that momentum, and then there's the next task, and then you're like, okay, and you're gonna start to get tired. You're gonna start to get distracted. Self-care and laundry. There you go. So what's the first thing you're gonna do? Go pick up all the clothes, or go start the washer. Put the laundry soap in. Yes, that's your plans tonight. Yeah. Anyway, and I really do like the self-care and the laundry, like pairing tasks together, like things that you can do, right? So maybe you really don't want to write this email, but can you go like sit in the sun in a place that feels safe and like life-giving and then write that text? Or like you really don't want to like open this bill or look at that credit card statement or whatever you need to do and like make the budget. Go to a place where it feels like the environment is supporting you. And that really can help as well to move through with the momentum. So there's my last tips. All right, so I'm going to log off here. Before I do, any last questions? And I'm going to pray for you guys all. Thank you for joining me here. I'm so grateful for you. Oops. I remember I have to put the live chat on. Yes. Okay, now let me sing for you. Have a beautiful night, Lisa. Yes, everyone. Lena, I'm so glad you were here. It always brings the right people, the right space. Yes, and with this community. And I'm so grateful for you all. We will be here. I'm gonna keep going live on here as well, and then TikTok if I can too. I tried Facebook this morning and it like kicked me off 5 times, so I don't know. Sarah, hello. Hello to everyone else on here. I am so grateful you're here. All right, if you consent, I will pray for the rest of your day and hop off here. Sorry if I just like suck snot in on your nose, in your ear. Okay, breathing in and out. Creator God, you are good. You have good plans for us, for our lives, for our day, for our ability. And I thank you for this time that we had here together. Thank you for making a way where there was no way, restoring TikTok and our ability to stay in a community. I pray for everyone here that you would give them the right insight, the right path forward, be guided towards the right next step. They would know and believe in their bones that they are meant to do big, beautiful things in their life. That you are providing a way, you are providing the energy, the resources, the strategy, all the ability to do, be, and become all they were created to be. And that when it is hard, that when it looks overwhelming, that when it looks too stressful or impossible, that it's just an illusion. It's just a leftover nervous system pattern. The truth is that we are powerful creators. The truth is that we have the ability to regulate, to shift, to move through what we have been through. Where we are is not where we have to stay stuck. Breathing in and out. And so I thank you for everything and everyone here. Show us, God, that it can happen quickly. Just like we thought we were going to be waiting at least days for TikTok to be restored, for all that situation to be handled, that you handled it in mere hours. And so we pray that you would give us the faith, the belief, the trust in you and ourselves to know that things can happen and shift quickly. All God's kids said yes and amen. Yes. Sarah, Angel, Angel, Ty, if you are still here, Deja, everyone. See you all soon. I will be back on tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Grateful for you all. Have a good one.